The Opie and Anthony Show is back on Sirius XM. Best news ever. Are you ready?
Hulk Hogan is making his way into the studio.
Is he?
Promoting WrestleMania 30, taking place Sunday, April 6th. That's right around the corner already.
Where is that?
A week from Sunday, right? From the Superdome in New Orleans. I heard we got the mouth of the South here, too, Jimmy Hart.
Was he a wrestler, too, or is he just the announcer?
He was a manager.
He's always been a manager guy.
He was the guy with the bullhorn.
Yeah.
He used to yell into the bullhorn all the time. And hit the people with the bullhorn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then the ref would never see it. Sam just peeked in the door and he's like laughing and smiling. I think Sam's very excited.
What are you doing?
Why don't you bring Hulk Hogan in?
I think Sam's very excited.
What?
He's ordering his breakfast.
All
What do you
right.
mean he's ordering his breakfast?
He's trying to figure out what kind of juice he wants.
Good night, brother.
Yeah.
There they are.
Jimmy Hart, too, and Hulk Hogan.
Come on in, take a seat.
What's going on,
seat.
brother?
How you doing, man?
Jimmy Hart.
Good, man.
How are you, brother?
I've always got the mouth of the South with me.
Oh, yeah?
Jimmy, you could sit over there. Have a seat.
take a
I mean,
seat
you're
over
here,
there.
my God.
All right.
Sure. Take a seat. Look at that.
Bright in here.
Guys look great. I know.
It's too bright,
You
right?
guys are filming a movie or something.
Early morning.
Jimmy's got a shades
too
on.
bright.
Jimmy.
Always got the shades on.
I don't want to lose him.
So you just keep them on your face just so they won't get lost.
Day and night, baby.
Hulk, you're in shape, brother. Holy fuck.
I'm trying to keep up with you young guys, man.
Oh, yeah, we're not.
Who are you talking to in this
Yeah,
room?
young guys.
What, are you kidding me?
Young guys, yeah.
If you only knew.
Jesus Christ.
Put these on.
If you want.
If you want, you don't have to.
If you can hear everyone, it don't matter.
That's good.
So WrestleMania 30
Scary, yeah.
coming up. That, I mean, who doesn't remember one?
One seems like yesterday.
Seems like yesterday.
Seems like
is,
yesterday. That's what old
Muhammad
people
Ali
say.
and Mr. T and
Mr. T.
Billy Martin and Liberace.
Billy Martin and Liberace.
I don't remember Billy Martin. Do you?
Rockettes.
What did Liberace do at
Wasn't he the
WrestleMania?
timekeeper?
Probably smell the seats.
Easy, brother.
We're going there already? Wow, that's strong, man.
That's strong. You gotta go there. What else would he be doing?
He's a timekeeper,
I gotta
huh?
put these on. I gotta hear this stuff, man.
He's got to know what's coming at him.
What?
Wow.
How was it to be back in doing the? What do you call it when you're on the mic like that? There's a word for it. That
What am I doing?
no. When you're back in the ring and you're pitching the WrestleMania.
Oh, I'm the host, brother.
Yeah.
No. But what's that called when you're in the ring? You've good
Promo.
mic?
You're doing a promo.
You're doing a promo.
Let me tell you something, Mean Gene. The promo.
Promo, right.
How did it feel to be back in back in the ring after all, like WWE?
Well, that's what's so crazy. I actually worked for another wrestling company last 4 years, and nobody saw me. But but it's really cool to be back home because I mean, if we go way back when it was the WWF,
Right.
I used to work for Vince Sr. in the late 70s. That's how far back I go. And then, there was a little downtime, and I went to Japan and Minnesota, and I went back to work for Vince McMahon. And 84, that whole WrestleMania thing took off. He had this vision of it being a global, crazy juggernaut company, Man, was he right?
Yeah.
He figured it out.
So, yeah, I guess so. So, I mean, to come back here at WrestleMania 30 after being at 1, and actually, if you look at my career and to actually be back home, and this is kind of like where I should have ended up anyway. And now, instead of me saying I'm the immortal Hulk Hogan, it really happened because he's got a 24-hour network. So you can watch me forever.
Yeah, you're on there forever now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We've talked to a lot of the guys over the years, and everybody's got their Vince stories and their opinions of Vince and everything. How have you gotten along with him over the years from the beginning when you first got on with him to
That's a loaded
now?
question.
I love it because Vince is such a goddamn personality.
Well, we had Jim Ross in here recently, and he told a good sharding story where Vince shit his pants on live TV. And the cameramen were too scared to actually shoot it. But everyone knows it went down that night.
Is that all he's got?
That's all? That's not a good one? That's a pretty good
I've
one.
heard that a million times already.
Yeah.
You got a good Vince story? One that won't get you in too much trouble?
No, I'm good, man. Good Vince story. Probably, remember when they were doing syndicated TV Nappy and all that stuff, and Nappy was a big deal, and you go to Vegas, and that's where you'd sell all your TVs and stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of dwindled down now.
Right.
Nappy's not the same. Remember when we first went there, we were like the odd men out, right? nobody wanted the wrestlers there, you know. So all of a sudden, Vince and I go to Nappy, and we weren't invited to any of the parties or anything. So here we go, get all dressed up, go down to the first party. And some real big guy started on me. Hey, Hulk Hogan, that fake wrestling stuff and this, that, and the other.
Shit.
And right when I was getting ready to say something, here goes Vince over the top of me.
Wow, yeah.
I'm trying to hold him back. So, I mean, you know, he was like, you know, back in the day, he was very aggressive.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know, Vince won't ask you to do anything that he wouldn't do himself. Right?
Yeah, well, over the years, that's become very apparent, especially during, I guess, the 90s, was it, when he was really in there mixing it up, had the whole family in there. And
the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
That was a great time, though.
Some crazy times with him,
really
man.
crazy.
No, but I get along with him great, man. You know, the deal is it's always been, you know, I had to look at it both ways. You know, there's the business, the business Vince, and there's the personal Vince. And on a personal, the guy's always been there. If anybody defected, it was me. You know, he was always there. And if you needed a shirt off his back, he'd give it to you. I mean, because that's how cool he was personally. Business? Business is business, brother. I mean, you cross the line business-wise, you know, everybody's, you know, he draws the line. And so there's two Vinces. And some people get that confused like I did, you know, way back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you take it personal or whatever. But you know, now that I step back and look at it, this guy's got this down. You know, you don't compromise your business for anybody.
Yeah.
And you know, so he's a great guy. But if anybody kind of went south, it was me because I didn't understand, you know, exactly business from personal, and I get it.
Did you want to do more things, and he was kind of trying to lock you up, or?
No. When I worked there, you know, and he was really open about doing movies and TV and everything. You know, when I came back, his dad was real old school, and real cool. God bless his soul. But Vince was, you know, he financed the first movie I ever did. No, the second movie. I did Rocky first.
Yeah.
And then when I came back, Vince financed No Holds Barred, and he was on the team for everything.
I wanted to ask you that too. Slide picked you up and threw you over that, or was there some cable?
No, that was
no
him,
ropes,
bro.
no nothing.
That was him. Yeah, I was kind of.
Man, his legs were wobbling. That's always still so impressive to watch that scene,
bro. If you don't realize, he was like £160. I was like 320.
No shit. Yeah.
And he got me up, and he was wobbling.
He was wobbling. His legs are shaking.
He got it done though.
And I've had everybody ask me that question over the years. It was him. He did everything. He did all of his own stunts. When I power slammed him from corner to corner, I landed on him, and when I bounced off him, the blood came out of his mouth. He goes, "Oh, that was great." I was like, "Damn."
Well, just the stuff that was on screen was amazing. I can only imagine how much more was done that didn't make the movie. That he must have had the shit beat out of him.
Yeah, I mean, I ran into him at a Comic-Con a few months ago, and he was just, you know, when we do the Comic-Cons, it's like live, and hey, brother, what's up? How's your family? Thanks for wearing the colors. And I walked in his booth there, everything was real quiet. You know, he's signing autographs, and everybody in line was scared to talk, and it was almost like a little creepy, you know. So I walked in with my guys, went, "Hey, yo, Stallone, you want to do this again?" And he looked up at me. He goes, "Oh, no, man, I don't want to go do that again." Because I remember I hit him with a high knee in the shoulder in the corner, almost broke his collarbone. And then because I throw my punches straight into the forehead when I throw them, you know. And I know I caught him with one really good one, but he was a trooper, man. The good thing about it is, all these years later, that was filmed in '79, I think.
Yeah, wow.
All these years later, he's the same paisan he used to be. He hasn't changed a bit.
Wasn't that '83, Rocky 2, or Rocky 3, or '82?
I think we filmed it '79 or '80, bro.
You shot way before.
It was way back then, yeah.
So when you punch, you punch in the forehead?
Well, I mean, I used to throw them straight in. You know, I'd kind of pretty good. I used to be pretty good judging things.
Pull them out, a little depth perception now. You know,
I used to be pretty good. Now I would be off every once in a while.
I might end up with a little nick.
You want to see how good you are now? Because Jimmy would be willing to.
No, because that's what would end. I've had all UFC guys do stuff, and that's probably what would end me is Hulk. You know, it would be a fraction of an inch off and put the bridge of my nose to my brain. So no, I won't.
You've had such a great history with people and other celebrities and stuff.
Yeah,
and there's not you. And I just wanted to, do you ever, have you seen like Richard Belzer over the years? And,
no,
and
brother.
You've had no communication with him after that whole debacle?
Never ran into him again. I remember one thing that kind of I screwed up really bad. I was on a plane and I was looking at this magazine. And it was a celebrity living thing. All of a sudden, there was a Richard Belzer page in Casse del Hogan or something over in France.
Oh, shit.
And I looked at it, and as I read the article, they were talking about what happened in the settlement, and then he went and bought this home in France. And it looked just like the house I used to film Hogan Knows Best in, that my ex-wife Linda built. And like an idiot, I go dragging this magazine home. Look, and boy, that wasn't cool.
No,
but I wasn't, the dollar amount and whatever was in, whatever that was being said. I didn't bring that up. It's just, I was just freaked out that he built a house just like the one we were living. It looked like
That's kind of creepy.
That is weird.
My ex-wife built an authentic French farmhouse.
We know the house from the reality show.
But the one that
Why couldn't you pet the dog? That drove us nuts.
When you on the boat, right? When you're on the boat.
When you're on the boat visiting your old house with Brooke, and it was the tears, and everyone was breaking down. And that
dog's barking,
that poor little dog. It's like, at least pet the dog. Jimmy Hart's laughing. That was a brutal scene.
It was so intense. Man.
Of course it was.
That was a shoot, though. I mean, that was like at the time.
Whose idea was it to go buy the ex's house there?
I don't know.
With a boat.
If I had to guess, it was probably the production company because they were always trying to stir it up. I mean, my son would be on the computer doing his homework. They go, Nick, go throw balloons at the neighbors. I'm like, Nick's not like that, guys. So maybe, I don't know, but they probably told me to pull in there with a boat.
Yeah. And the dog's just barking, and no one's allowed to touch the dog.
Wow, you guys got a good memory.
Oh, please. We
kind of laughed at that one. I'm not going to lie to you.
Just let him pet the goddamn dog.
Right.
Enough of this.
Wow.
Did you like filming that reality show?
It was cool. First few years were cool, and then it got rough. Mm-hmm. It got rough. A lot of people didn't want to work those hours and get up. And when you're doing production, I don't care what kind of show it is. When they're downstairs and they're ready to go at 8 in the morning, if you don't come down, it costs them money because they're on the clock. And when people say, I don't feel like filming today, or tell them to film with somebody else, I'm like, you sign up for this, you got to get your ass downstairs. It got rough, man, the last couple of years. But it was fun at first.
Well, they probably like it when people come down and they're tired and a little bit miserable because you're going to say something that you might not normally say. You're going to do something out of anger that you might not normally do.
That'd be true.
That'd be true.
That'd be true.
You're always in the headlines, man. What happened to the surf shop?
The shoe?
Yeah, what happened, man?
Oh, man. You guys really want to hear this?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's in the news.
Okay.
Jimmy Hart's laughing again. Why do you keep laughing? Will you say something?
You know what? This is great. I mean, last time I saw you guys was about 3 years ago for one of y'all's charities.
Yeah.
We came out for the WWE, and I'm just with the red and yellow, man. This has been another great run for us. We're back home again with the WWE, and we got Legends House coming out. Me, Piper, Hillbilly Jim, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Tony Atlas, to many on a few on our new WWE network. So I'm happy. This is great.
You haven't changed either. You look exactly the same. It's crazy.
It's great to be alive.
What about me? My chopped liver or what?
It's without saying. I mean,
he maintained. You actually looked really good.
I expected you to look the same. I expected him to look like shit. No, you look great, Jimmy. So what happened, Hulk?
The shoe.
Yeah.
Okay. You got to understand, when you come to Tampa and you land at Tampa Airport, there's signs for St. Pete, Tampa, and Clearwater. Well, when you go to Clearwater, there's a place called Hogan's Beach, about 30 seconds. It's a bar, restaurant. We bring in DJs on the weekend. We have 4,000 people, depending on if we bring Cedric or Diplo, whoever we bring in. If you keep going to Clearwater, over where I live, there's a place called Hogan's Beach Shop, which is a little teeny store I kind of set up for, beach hats and suntan lotion. And, of course, we got the TVs everywhere and all the wrestling memorabilia, because when people come in, it's Hogan's shop.
Sure.
Right? So all this stuff, like the T-shirts and the cups and sunglasses and stuff, that's our product that we make our money on, But specialty things like a belt I wore, or yellow boots with Andre the Giant's blood on them, or workout shoes I had that I signed. We've got a charity called 50 Legs, where we get these prosthetic legs for kids in the area that don't have, a way to get them. And so a lot of that stuff, even though it's like a $20 shoe, we get these corporations to give us $5 or $6 grand for the charity. And all of a sudden we had this shoe there, and somebody offered us a couple grand for it. I said, no, we can get more money for it. That was a Saturday. Well, Sunday I walk in and the shoe's gone. I'm all right, where's the shoe? So my manager, Ron Howard, not the actor, but the guy that manages my store, he called the cops, and he said, we're trying to get about $5,500 or $6 grand for the shoe. So the cops file a police report, And they go, oh, the kids from spring break stole it. It had to be all these kids that are always in your store. I'm like, I don't think so, man. The kids are cool. I just didn't buy that.
Right.
You know, if they're going to take something, they're not going to take an old shoe.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden we looked at the video surveillance tape, and the police took it. And all of a sudden these like 4 women came in, you know, probably about 50, 55 years old, and they were really big ladies. And one of them, you know, was about 200, 250 pounds, walked straight to the back, grabbed the shoe, and hid it behind her back and walked out. So the police took the video and all the stuff, and I guess it's public domain or something once they take it.
Right.
Like a deposition or something. And TMZ grabbed it and blew it up. So there's this guy sitting at home in Michigan, sees his wife stealing a shoe on TMZ. He goes, I don't know what the hell's going on, but you need to fix this. So we got the shoe back, but there's been so much publicity, you know, the Clearwater police, and now it's kind of like cross state lines and the bigger agencies involved now.
Right.
You know, it's crazy.
What was her excuse?
Wow.
What was her excuse,
She
though?
said she was blatantly drunk, is what she said.
wow.
She said to us.
That's an excuse for everything.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Are you pressing charges? Full charges?
No. But the police are going after her. I'm out of it. I just got my shoe back.
As long as you got the shoe back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but but the kids behave. It's kind of weird to see 50-year-old adults going in and stealing
Right.
stuff.
Yeah, acting like assholes.
Crazy.
I wanted to ask you, too. I found, maybe this is old news, but you played bass, and how did you audition for Metallica?
I didn't. I heard they needed a bass player, and I was coming off a roll from not hearing back from the Rolling Stones, because I was on a celebrity, like a charity. You know how they have the Grammys and all these stuff. They have something in England, but it was a comedy show, and so I was presenting with Jerry Hall. I said, hey man, I heard your old man needs a bass player. You know? I played for 10 years, and I was pretty good locally, back in the day. And so I gave her my name and number, and she hit me up for merchandise. I said, I'm going to get a chance here. So I sent all the WWE merchandise to Jerry Hall and stuff. Never heard a word from her. And on that same note, Metallica needed a bass player. And oh, my God, would I love to be in Metallica. So I put the word out everywhere. I wanted to get an audition to be in Metallica. Never heard from them either.
What year was this? This is, you were already big, you were famous.
Well, I quit playing music when I started wrestling in 77. And this was, I don't know.
He's Hulk Hogan, and he still wants to be a rock star.
No,
Everyone
but
wants to
man,
be a goddamn rock star.
Brother, can you imagine being in Metallica?
Exactly.
Rolling Stones? Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Did you think it might be a little inappropriate, though, since you hadn't played bass in 10 years, to say to the Stones, I'm ready for the job?
Brother, they only do 3/4 progressions. Man. I can handle any of those songs,
Yeah, you
brother.
can probably take that. Metallica might be a little rougher.
Dude, the bass player they got is crazy. The guy they got with long black hair.
Rob Trujillo.
Oh, yeah.
He's off the chain.
He's great.
Forget about it.
Why the bass? I'm always interested with guys who played the bass, because that's like, the bassist will always work, because everyone goes for to sing or the electric guitar. I think bassists will always get gigs.
Well, it didn't start out that way. I mean, I was the lead guitar player and playing all these local. When you're in high school, there's like 5 or 6 local bands. One band's got a good guitar player. One band's got a good singer. One band's got a good drummer. One band's got a good, bass player. Well, I was guitar player in my band, and once all these bands broke up, a lot of the good players got together. And I got edged out. I mean, we got a guy named Steve Griggs, a really good guitar player. He looked like Dwayne Allman. He played slide guitar and all kind of stuff. So I I was friends with everybody. They didn't want to kick me out of the band, so I got moved back to the bass player.
Plus, you're 6'7". That's probably also a motivator, not throwing you out of the band.
But after a few years, I got pretty darn good at playing bass, so that's how that happened.
What was the name of your band?
The last one was Ruckus. We went through, I may even have a picture. I don't want to show you my pictures.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Might be a couple of fun ones on there.
No, Ruckus was last one. There were a band called Coco, and there's several of them.
Coco,
Yeah.
what kind of music did you play?
We played anything that was top 40 off the radio to get jobs, and we had some original stuff we used to either play at the beginning of the night or the end of the night.
Right. That's when everyone goes to take a piss or grab a
when
beer.
no one's there, when no one was there, or when everybody was really drunk.
Yeah, nothing worse than when the band that's doing a good job playing covers goes, "Hey, here's one of our own." You're like, "All right, take it easy."
No, when you're at midnight,
Piss
everybody's
time.
jamming. You got to play Proud Mary and Brown Sugar
exactly.
and Aerosmith.
How's
Keep 'em happy.
How's Brooke and the ex doing? We had the ex in here, by the way. Wow, she told a tale or two.
God bless you.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Yeah, they wanted her. I was dead set against it.
We were Team Hulk. I don't know what we were doing that day.
At least you had your wallet. Anyway,
How's Brooke doing?
Brooke is doing awesome.
Good.
Actually, crazy. She lived in Nashville songwriting for a couple years. Fell in love, I think, with this guy from the Dallas Cowboys. Moved to Dallas. That lasted about 6 or 7 months.
Oh, shit.
Thank God.
Yes.
And then she moved to L.A. And the cool part is my son, Nick, is doing the whole DJ thing, and he's doing really well. He went to this technical school, and he does mixing and mastering and all this stuff. And all kind of commercial stuff, jingles, and he was in with this guy named Poet doing some Black Eyed Peas stuff the other night, so he's in the mix with all these guys. So Brooke, when she went to L.A., she stayed with Nick for a little while, and all of a sudden the apartment right next to Nick opened up, so they actually live side by side.
Oh, wow.
So now I know where both of them are at all times.
We had
the ex, I never talked to the ex or see her or anything. So.
Right.
And this...
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to ask if you're, are you still going after Gawker, or have you settled that, or are you still suing them?
That's moving forward.
Oh, good.
That's
Moving forward.
Moving forward.
That's nice to see. I like to see the fact that you hit back and you're not just going to take them posting your private shit on the internet. Good for you.
There you go.
And that's all you're going to get.
No, you're right. I can't.
No,
Yeah,
it's true.
it's litigation, but it's nice to see it's moving forward.
It's definitely moving forward.
And all I'm going to say is I always liked you before, but after seeing that, I like you a whole lot more. Applause.
Well, I got to tell you, you're not my type. So
No. I don't mean like that. Hold on, let me clarify. I'm not saying that. Just, I don't want to fuck you. I'm just...
easy.
If it's going to happen to you, might as well have a big piece.
He's just got respect, he says.
Let the world know you have a big piece.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
If it's going to happen. It's not the worst thing.
You don't have to say a word. We understand.
Yeah,
we're all we're all good.
Well, we wanted to end on a really good note.
They're saying you got to go. We could do this for another hour, Jimmy.
I know. I love it.
Jimmy Hart, who's doing nothing over there.
WrestleMania
I'm
30.
just taking it all in, man. This is great.
All right.
WrestleMania 30. Tell us a little more about it. What are we going to see here?
Are you going to wrestle? You're going to end up wrestling this thing, right?
Man,
You're going to have to take a few bumps.
Easy.
Easy.
Should be running into my fist now. They should be. I actually ended up in the ring a couple weeks ago with Cena.
Yeah.
And they got Bray Wyatt and the whole Wyatt family and all those degenerates, and all of a sudden I'm out there doing a promo with Cena, and the cow mask comes on, the rocking chair, here they come. It was kind of weird, man, because the people were with it.
Yeah.
So even though I'm the host and I know I'm going to be flipping switches and pushing buttons and doing whatever a host does, those young guys, man, I got a receipt. I've been pent up for a long time. I mean, I've been through a lot, brother. I'd like to unload on one of those young guys as they cross the line.
He's going to be.
We'll see that.
He's taking bumps. It's obvious.
I hope so.
And you know what's
Fun
so cool about it? Hulk will be so busy anyhow with WrestleMania Access, of course, and then we've got the Hall of Fame. Major part of that, I'm sure. And, of course, like he said, the host of WrestleMania 30, April the 6th. So it's a good run for us. We're just glad to be back, man. Back home, right, Hulkster?
Oh, yeah.
How long have you guys known each other?
Keep on dancing.
How long have you known each other?
35 years? 30, 35?
Hulk, we've known each other since we started in Memphis together, really, back in the old Jerry Lawler territory with Andy Coppin back in the day. We've been friends for over 34, 35 years.
Wow. My God.
Jimmy played me. He had a hit song, Keep On Dancing.
I know.
Gentry's,
Before you guys were born, one-hit wonders. I guess it's better to have one hit than no hits, right?
Yeah.
We did all that Dick Clark tour back then, and Sonny and Cher, the Beach Boys. It was bus tours back then, though, guys. But Hullabaloo
No private
Shindig, I'm
plane
telling
back
my
then.
age, Hullabaloo Shindig, where the action is.
Who were some of the bands that used to open for you? What, Jefferson Starship?
Oh, no, I wish it was. This story, wait a minute. With the Beatles before this. No, you know what? A quick story. We're at the Whiskey A Go-Go, and we had the hit record. Our warm-up group for every night for 2 weeks was the Buffalo Springfield. They didn't even have a hit record or album out then.
Wow.
So but we
what
did
it's
all
worth.
that Dick Clark stuff with Paul Revere and the Raiders. And I don't want to bore you, put y'all to sleep on this, but they're probably saying, what group is that? Paul Revere and the Raiders? Are you crazy?
No, I know Paul
It's a good
Revere and the
run.
Raiders. They did
Dick
all
Clark
right.
was good to rock guys, wasn't he? Like
He was
Kiss.
great.
And a lot of rock guys really
He was
loved Dick
awesome.
Clark.
Great.
It's good to everybody, bro.
We got to get Hulk out of here. He's
Yes.
busy.
WrestleMania, let's see, when did it
Great,
take
man.
place?
April 6th,
April
brother.
6th, week from Sunday.
Oh, from the Superdome.
Great, man.
And you can get it on the WWE Network, man.
Hey, thanks for coming in.
You guys are
about
awesome,
time.
man.
Always
Thank
fun
you.
to sit down
come back and see us,
and talk
Hulk.
with you guys.
Thank you.
Does he creep you out, by the way, Hulk, real quick?
He's a huge.
Yeah.
Have you seen him
look at
before?
him. He's all giddy.
Have you seen him before?
You're one of his
Yeah,
heroes.
I think he's one of the ex's boyfriends.
Pointing at E-Rock. Do you have anything you want to say to Hulk?
Please.
E-Rock, do you want to
Did I
say
just-
something?
You did. You did.
He's wearing a Hulkamania shirt.
That was a setup. He's on my team.
Yep.
Can we get have it the last word to Hulk and go to E-Rock? I mean, because we love you, but
One question.
worships you.
Hey, Rock, anything?
You're literally one of his heroes of all
he
time.
worships you.
Do you have plans to continue on with the WWE after WrestleMania 30 and the Raw thereafter?
Very good.
You mean the next day Raw?
The next day Raw.
You mean I have to plan that far ahead?
Yes.
I'm definitely there. I will be at the Raw after WrestleMania, and I do have plans to continue on for quite some time, brother.
Whoa! That's a scoop.
I don't know.
There's a scoop.
How about
There
you,
you
Rocky?
go.
Tell Hulk what he means to you.
Yeah.
He was number 2 on my heroes list.
Exactly. How about you tell him what he
boy.
means to you? You love this guy.
Was my dad.
Oh, man.
Yeah, see that? Like how
You have
embarrassing.
the opportunity to take
He's
number
all,
1
you're
right now.
embarrassing, Hulk.
That's cool.
Moving up quickly
Yeah.
to the number 1 spot.
Don't feel so good. Opie was number 3.
I was.
Exactly.
It was a,
Why do you have to blow up his
It was
spot?
a real fast drop off.
Yeah. After his dad, it was just other famous guys. Tell what he means to you. You love this guy. He's right here.
Well, yeah. Since I was a little kid,
Right.
the cartoon show, Superstars on Saturday, WrestleMania's trying to watch through squiggled cable because my parents wouldn't pay for the pay-per-view.
Oh man,
Had the shirts, the wrestling buddy, everything.
still do.
I know. Well, somewhat.
You have
yes.
the Hulk Hogan pajamas?
No, never had the pajamas.
then you're not a
but
real
I would still wear them now.
Yeah.
He's a little
cool, man.
Hulkamaniac right there.
He's a maniac, brother.
This
Can
guy's
you-
great.
Can you get him pajamas? Do they still make them?
I don't know what
Adam's our man over here
Yeah.
at WWE.
We know Adam.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah, let's
I
get
will
the little
so wear them to
Hulkamaniacs
work.
in
Oh
pajamas.
my
He
God.
loves
We got to
you.
get him out of here.
All right, the great Hulk
The great Hulk
All right,
Hogan,
guys,
everyone.
Thank you
so
guys,
much,
man.
Thank
Thank you
y'all.
so much.
O&A will be right back on Sirius XM. You could change the channel, but it would be a horrible regret.
Sam just peeked in the door and he's like laughing and
Sam.
smiling. I think Sam's very excited.
What are you doing?
Why don't you bring Hulk Hogan in?
I think Sam's very excited.
What?
He's ordering his breakfast.
All
What do you
right.
mean he's ordering his
He's trying to figure out what kind of
breakfast?
juice he wants.
Gonna have brother.
Yeah.
There they are.
Jimmy Hart, too, and Hulk Hogan.
Come on in, take a seat.
What's going on,
seat.
brother?
How you doing, man?
Jimmy Hart.
Good, man.
How are you, brother?
I've always got the mouth of the South with me.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy, you could sit over there. Have a seat.
take a
I mean,
seat
you're here.
over there.
My God,
All right.
Sure. Take a seat. Look at that.
Bright in here.
Guys look
man.
great. I know.
it's too bright,
You
right?
guys are filming a movie or something.
Early morning
Jimmy's got a shade
too
on,
bright.
Jimmy.
WrestleMania one.
Timekeeper?
Probably smell the seats.
Easy, brother.
We're going there already? Wow, that's strong, man.
You gotta go there. What else would he be doing?
He's a timekeeper,
I gotta
huh?
put these on. I gotta hear this stuff, man.
He's got to know what's coming at him.
What?
That's, wow.
How was it to be back in doing the? What do you call it when you're on the mic like that? There's a word for it. That
What am I doing?
no. When you're back in the ring and you're pitching the WrestleMania.
Oh, I'm the host, brother.
Yeah.
No. But what's that called when you're in the ring? You've good
Promo.
mic?
You're doing a promo.
You're doing a promo.
Let
Yeah,
me
yeah,
tell you something, Mean Gene. The promo.
Promo, right.
How did it feel to be back in back in the ring after all, the WWE?
Well, that's what's so crazy. I actually worked for another wrestling company last 4 years, and nobody saw me. But but it's really cool to be back home because I mean, if we go way back when it was the WWF,
Right.
I used to work for Vince Sr. in the late 70s. That's how far back I go. And then, there was a little downtime, and I went to Japan and Minnesota, and I went back to work for Vince McMahon. And 84, that whole WrestleMania thing took off. He had this vision of it being a global, crazy juggernaut company, and, man, was he right.
Yeah.
He figured it out.
So, yeah, I guess so. So, I mean, to come back here at WrestleMania 30 after being at 1, and actually, if you look at my...
The Opie and Anthony Show is back on Sirius XM. Best news ever. Are you ready?
Hulk Hogan is making his way into the studio.
Is he?
Promoting WrestleMania 30, taking place Sunday, April 6th. That's right around the corner already.
Where's the...
A week from Sunday, right? From the Superdome in New Orleans. I heard we got the mouth of the South here, too, Jimmy Hart.
Was he a wrestler too, or is he just the announcer?
He was a manager.
He's always
guy.
been a manager guy.
He was the guy with the bullhorn.
Yeah.
Used to yell into the bullhorn all the time. And
We'll
hit
see.
the people with the bullhorn.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then the ref would never see it. Sam's always got the shades on.
I don't want to lose him.
So you just keep them on your face just so they won't get lost.
Day and night, baby.
Hulk, you're in shape, brother. Holy fuck.
I'm trying to keep up with you young guys, man.
Oh, yeah, we're not.
Who are you talking to in this room?
Young guys.
What, are you kidding me?
Guys, yeah.
If you only knew.
Jesus Christ.
Need these on?
If you want.
If you want, you don't have to.
If you can hear everyone, it don't matter.
That's good.
So WrestleMania 30
Scary, yeah.
coming up. That, I mean, who doesn't remember one?
One seems like yesterday.
Seems like yesterday.
Seems like
Is,
yesterday. That's what old
Muhammad
people
Ali
say.
and Mr. T and
Mr. T.
Billy Martin and Liberace.
Billy Martin and Liberace.
I don't remember Billy Martin. Do you?
Rockets.
What did Liberace do at